Throughout history, Masons have strived to make the world a better place. As a fraternity, we have championed many great causes, but perhaps none so personal or so affecting as that of public education. For in this cause, we see our children, our families, and our communities reflected. From championing the nation's first public school systems to proclaiming California's first Public Schools Week, we have been a leader in this cause. We have reached out to schools when they were most vulnerable, and we have made a difference because we know that knowledge is power and education changes lives. This year, California Masonry enters a new chapter in its support of public education. We have cemented a bold new partnership with Raising a Reader, one of the largest and most successful literacy programs in the country. This award-winning program has already helped more than 800,000 children. Together, we will address the most urgent need in California's public schools. Research shows that early literacy determines our ability to learn for the rest of our lives. Our partnership with Raising a Reader will strengthen this foundation during the important kindergarten years. There are thousands of kindergartners throughout California who do not have the resources at school or in the home to build this foundation. These children are not prepared to read, never achieve the literacy skills they need for success in school, and are at risk for overall educational failure. Long-term, they'll have fewer employment opportunities and may struggle with feelings of isolation or shame. Our partnership with Raising a Reader is poised to reach these children and give them the tools to build a strong foundation of early literacy skills. In doing so, we will improve much more than their education. We will change their future.
We know a couple of important facts from research. The first is that when families are involved in their children's academic activities, children do better in school. The second fact is that the best way for families to be involved is to share books with children on a regular basis. The problem is that it's difficult for some families to do that. They may not know how to do it, they may not have the resources. It can be very difficult. And that's where Raising a Reader comes in. Raising a Reader is based on 30 years of research. We've used that research to develop a program that helps families develop, practice, and sustain the habit of reading together. A habit that our independent evaluations have shown changes children's lives, it improves their academic grades, it builds family bonding, and when families are stronger, communities are stronger.
In many of our at-risk schools, the families don't have books at home, either because they can't afford them or because they can't read. So it begins a cycle. If the parents can't read, then their children can't read. And eventually their children's children can't read. And so we need someone to intervene to break the cycle.
No other single activity is as effective for early literacy development as reading aloud to a child. Research shows that access to books and family engagement are crucial to child literacy. Unfortunately, the vast majority of low-income families don't have a single book in their homes. Raising a Reader provides each child and family with 100 high-quality books a year, but the program goes one step further. It engages parents, including those for whom English is a second language, in their child's literacy habits. It teaches families how to build the language and literacy experiences at home that their child needs to succeed at school.
We like Raising a Reader because it gives you book bags every week. Each one gives you picture books that you can look at. They give you a week to look at about 4 books.
I got 2 princess books that's in my car. It's called Aladdin and Jasmine and Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs.
Our groundbreaking partnership with Raising a Reader will bring the program to those who need it most. Kindergartners in the lowest performing public schools who are at high risk for educational failure. By focusing on the lowest performing schools, we will provide support for developing critical reading readiness skills to thousands of children throughout the state. If students like Rio and Zyla leave the 3rd grade without the ability to read at grade level, they have a 1 in 10 chance of ever catching up. It will affect their ability to learn and succeed for the rest of their life. California currently ranks near the bottom in the United States for child literacy, but we can change that. The key is our youngest learners. The goal of the Grand Masters Project is to provide Raising a Reader to 250 kindergarten classrooms in the lowest performing schools in California, touching the lives of more than 6,000 at-risk children.
There's a saying, you spend the first 8 years of your life learning to read, and the rest of your life reading to learn. The foundation of learning has to be the ability to read. If we could build the love of learning and reading at the kindergarten level, we can break the cycle of illiteracy. We could change the California literacy rates now and for the long term.
These are challenging times for schools around the state. Schools are asked to do more with less. Children are under more pressure. It's a really tough time, and to have the Masons come along at a time when there's more stress is like having someone walk into a room and turn the light on. This project is incredibly exciting. It will have a long-lasting effect on children all across the state of California who are at very, very high risk for academic failure. We are beyond excited to be a part of this project and look forward to the amazing outcomes that we'll see.
As we enter a new era in California Masonry, we begin a new chapter in our fraternity's history of public school support. Centuries may have passed since we championed this nation's first public schools, but our commitment is steadfast. Once again, we can be leaders in this cause. We can show the foresight and the conviction to do what's needed for our schools and for our communities. We will turn the page for child literacy in California. Together, we can make a profound difference in the lives and literacy of thousands of children. Contact the Office of Philanthropy to make your donation.